Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Juventus remain keen on Arsenal defender Gabriel Magalhaes. Juventus remain keen on signing Gabriel Magalhaes, with Tuttosport reporting that the Arsenal centre-back is the name at the top of the oldie ladies' wish list. There was a surprising amount of speculation surrounding Gabriel during the summer transfer window, albeit most of the rumors stemmed from Italy. Reports claimed that Juventus director Federico Cherubini was in London at one stage and wanted talks with the Gunners about the Brazilian. It was suggested that Arsenal wanted at least £51 million for the defender. Unsurprisingly, Gabriel went nowhere during the window, and he continues to establish himself as one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. He is a huge player for Arsenal, but it seems that may not stop Juventus trying their luck in the future. According to Tuttosport, Juve still want a left-sided centre-back, and the name at the top of their list is Gabriel. However, the report notes that securing the 24-year-old signature will not be easy or cheap. They do have other targets on their radar, so you would imagine that Arsenal may have little interest in entering into negotiations. Arsenal are not going to sell Gabriel anytime soon. He has more than proved his value to the Gunners over the last couple of years. He formed an amazing partnership with Ben White last season, and he quickly looked just as comfortable now. He is playing regularly alongside William Saliba. Both players would surely credit Gabriel for helping them improve, and Mikel Arteta has previously said that he could have an incredible future ahead. If Arsenal are going to sell Gabriel, they are only going to consider an eye-watering sum, and even then, his departure would represent a worrying move from the club. Arsenal's plan is to send Marquinhos out on loan in January. Football journalist Dean Jones has claimed that Arsenal's plan has always been to send Marquinhos out on loan in the January transfer window. Nobody really expected Marquinhos to get an opportunity with the first team this season, but Mikel Arteta handed him his Arsenal debut against Zurich in the Europa League earlier this month. Arsenal fans are desperate to see more of him in the coming weeks and months. However, Jones has now claimed that Marquinhos is set to go out on loan in January. That apparently was always the plan, and he's likely to spend the second half of the campaign at a club that plays a similar style of football as Arsenal. The journalist told Give Me Sport, "The idea is that the first part of the season he's been part of things, he understands the vision that's in place. He then goes away to implement everything that he's learned from this season and make an impact somewhere else, preferably in a team that plays a similar style to Arsenal, and then they would look for him to return and make his mark. I don't think he is going anywhere long term. He is highly thought of. They just want to make sure they manage the situation carefully. If Arsenal really want Marquinhos to spend the second half of this season out on loan, they must sign a new winger in the January transfer window. The Gunners currently have Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka out wide. Marquinhos is the backup at the moment, while Reiss Nelson, who has been injured for the most of the season, is the other option. Arsenal don't have another natural winger in their squad at the moment. Sending Marquinhos out on loan is not a bad plan at all, but if he does leave, he simply has to be replaced. It will be interesting to see what will happen in January, but if Marquinhos continues to impress, Arteta may well decide to keep hold of him until the end of the season. Reiss Nelson could be in the squad for Arsenal versus Tottenham. Reiss Nelson could return to the Arsenal squad for the game against Tottenham Hotspur after recovering from his injury, claims Goal. The 22-year-old Englishman spent last season on loan at Dutch side Feyenoord. He was expected by everyone to leave the club this summer, but his hopes of a move were crushed after he suffered an unfortunate injury last month. On August 12th, just before the Gunners took on Leicester City at the Emirates, Mikel Arteta revealed that Nelson had suffered a muscular injury. He felt something in training. We scanned it, and the doctor came with some bad news. It's a muscular issue, and hopefully he will be back soon, the Arsenal boss said, as quoted by the Metro. Nelson who was on the Arsenal bench on the opening day of the season, hasn't made the squad since. It has been over a month since he picked up his injury, but it looks like he is finally fit now. The report claims that the Englishman is back in full training and will use the international break to ramp up his fitness. It has further been claimed that if he suffers no setbacks in the next 9 days, he should return to the squad for the North London derby against Tottenham at the Emirates on October 1st. Nelson hasn't played a competitive game for Arsenal since coming off the bench against Brentford in the first game of last season. He will be hoping to change that in the derby next month. Nelson isn't really a big name player for Arsenal, but he will certainly give Arteta more options to choose from. The Gunners are really short in wide areas at the moment. Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka are Arteta's first choice wingers, and the only natural alternative available is young Marquinhos, who has played just 2 senior games for Arsenal in his career. That makes Nelson's return to fitness a blessing of sorts for the Gunners. Rio Ferdinand hails Gabriel Jesus. Rio Ferdinand has hailed Arsenal striker Gabriel Jesus on his YouTube channel and says the Gunners team look at him like he is a level up. Mikel Arteta's side have gone into the international break, sitting top of the Premier League after a brilliant start to the season. New signings like the relentless Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko have already made a huge impact in North London. The Gunners have won 6 out of their 7 opening fixtures, and Jesus have already bagged 4 goals. And Ferdinand thinks the Arsenal squad know the Brazilian is a level up to strikers who were previously at the club. He isn't just what you needed really, Ferdinand told his YouTube channel. You had Lacazette last season, who didn't really cut it. Nketiah hasn't really took the mantle yet. It's a will he or won't he type of thing. These kids come in and you can see the respect levels from his teammates. It looks like they are all saying it's a level up from what we have had. Jesus has made an instant impact since making the switch from Manchester City this summer, and has 7 goal involvements in as many games in the Premier League. The Brazilian striker has slotted into Arteta's side seamlessly and forged a strong relationship with Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Jesus was surprisingly snapped for the latest Brazil squad ahead of the World Cup, but it means the former City man will have extra time to prepare for a big future next weekend. Arteta's men host Tottenham at the Emirates next Saturday, and just a point separates the bitter rivals at the moment. Gunners fans will be hoping Jesus can continue his brilliant form into what will be his first North London derby. Birmingham City boss hails Arsenal loanee Auston Trusty. Birmingham City boss John has heaped praise on Arsenal loanee Auston Trusty and claimed that he has a really big future in the game. The Gunners signed the American from Colorado Rapids in January this year. He spent the next 6 months on loan in the MLS, and once he moved to the UK in the summer, he was loaned out to Birmingham City. A centre-back hoping to secure a spot in USA's World Cup squad, Trusty wasn't even considered as an option for Arsenal's first team this summer. The plan was always to loan him out, and at Birmingham City, he seems to have found the perfect home for himself. The 24-year-old has played 11 times for the Blues and has really impressed. He has been the talk of the town lately, and Birmingham City boss John has tipped him to have a bright future at the top level. He said, as per Birmingham Live, it's a fantastic opportunity for Auston this year to come in and play championship football week in, week out. There are loads of things Trusty needs to get better and develop at, but he has got so many positives as well. I think we are very lucky to have him at Birmingham City. I think he is an excellent centre half, and he's going to have a really big future going ahead as long as he keeps developing and has the right attitude. Asked if he could play for Arsenal one day, John said, I think he is very athletic. He has got everything to play in the Premier League, so yeah, why not? We have given him the opportunity to develop and play. He has been in the MLS, which is a different level to this. This is part of his development. To come here and to play the way he is playing is fully credit to himself. He will be the first to say he needs to improve on areas. Auston has got a really good chance. Pundit expects Liverpool interest in young Arsenal midfielder. Ethan Nwaneri is the talk of the town now after the youngster became the Premier League's youngest player at the age of 15. While coming on for Arsenal in their last game against Brentford, the youngster has been developing well at the Arsenal youth teams, and the only reason he came near its senior side is because he proved he can mix it with the big boys. When a new talent emerges at one of the top English clubs, their rivals will look to poach them. Some reports have now linked Liverpool with a move for him, but it does not come as a surprise to Kevin Campbell. The Arsenal idol spoke about the youngster and insists he expects the top clubs to be interested in him. He tells Football Insider, "The fact that he has made his first team debut at the age of 15 says a lot. It will only put the antennas up of clubs like Liverpool. When you unearth a top talent, all of the top teams go for it. That is only natural. I am not surprised that Liverpool and City are looking at him." BBC reporter, wooed by future superstar who fancies Arsenal move. Arsenal have been heavily linked with Mykhaylo Mudryk in recent weeks. In August, Mediafoot Marseille claimed that the Gunners were among the teams eyeing the 21-year-old. Speculation intensified when Mudryk 10, the official account of the Shakhtar Donetsk gym, liked a post linking Arsenal with him. However, the Gunners weren't able to get a deal over the line by the summer transfer deadline. Since then, Mudryk has been making even more of a name for himself for Shakhtar. He has 2 goals and 2 assists from 2 Champions League games this term, plus 1 assist from 3 Premier League games. Mudryk is currently on international duty with Ukraine and, on Wednesday, played in the Nations League encounter against Scotland. The youngster was bright in the opening exchanges at Hampden Park, prompting praise from BBC Sport pundit Pat Nevin. "Ukraine think they have got us for pace at the back," he said on BBC Radio 5. Dovbyk doesn't look quick at first glance, but when he gets his legs going, he really is, and Mudryk, as we have seen, is absolutely rapid. BBC journalist Nick McFitt added, "Celtic fans will know all about Mykhaylo Mudryk after the winger scored for Shakhtar Donetsk in last week's Champions League draw. What a player the 21-year-old looks, he's lighting quick." And ahead of half-time, McFitt sung Mudryk's praises further. "I am not joking when I say Mudryk might be the fastest player I ever watched," he said. "It's genuinely breathtaking when he is in full flight. Could be watching a future superstar here." It would certainly appear that Mudryk is ready to make the move to Arsenal if the chance presents itself. "Yes, I think every guy dreams about playing in the Premier League," Mudryk told CBS Sports recently. "Arsenal is a very good team, very good coach. I like the way they play. Yes, from my side, I can't say no. But a transfer is not only my decision," Mudryk added. No confirmation on Arsenal transfer interest in a classy attacker. Fabrizio Romano has responded to the recent Arsenal transfer rumours involving a possible move for Eintracht Frankfurt winger Jesper Lindstorm. The highly rated young Denmark international has impressed in the Bundesliga and could be a fine signing to give the Gunners more options in attack following the struggles of Nicolas Pepe, who left on loan for Nice in the summer. Arsenal could do with continuing to strengthen this January after a good summer, with Mikel Arteta bringing in big names like Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko, who look to have made a big difference for the North London Giants in their strong start to the campaign. Lindstorm looks like another fine player who could contribute to Arsenal resurgence, but Romano is currently unaware of official interest from the club in the Frankfurt ace. Writing in his exclusive column for Caught Offside, Romano said, "I am aware there has been speculation of Arsenal contacting the representatives of Eintracht Frankfurt star Jesper Lindstorm, an exciting young attacking talent. Still, at the moment, I have no confirmation of any proposal or negotiation for Lindstorm. Many clubs, also from Italy, have sent their scouts to monitor him as he is considered a very good player for the present and the future, but no decision has been made by Eintracht about January. It's still too early to say." It seems like Lindstrom will be a man in demand, so Arsenal may have to move quickly if they are to get a deal done for the 22-year-old this January. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.